Sergeant Rock says, we have celibate clergy in the Latin Rite. When then is the response when Protestants quote 1 Timothy 3:2 against us? The bishop should have one wife. Because there, Paul's, and I've just exegeted this passage, by the way, because the next book I'm going to publish is 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, and Titus. And so I dealt with this passage. Not that it's the first time I saw it, but, I did some detailed exegesis of this. Because, there, all he's saying is that if a bishop had been married before, and unless his wife died, let's say he's divorced, okay, and then he got married again, well, then he's not qualified to be a bishop, okay? So what Paul is saying is, if he's married, then he can only have one wife. He can't have two. He can't have three. Because a lot of these people came from pagan backgrounds, okay? In the first century, Timothy is written about the church in Ephesus. And Ephesus was a metropolis, okay? And all the Christians that they were getting and converting to Christianity, a lot of them were from pagan backgrounds. Rich, poor, whatever. They were filled with paganism. And so you could have had 2, 3, 4, 5 wives. And all of a sudden now you're converted to Christianity. And because you were sharp in the pagan world, you might think of rising in the Christian world. But Paul's saying, sorry, only those, if you're married, only those that have one wife. Why? Well, one of the main jobs of the church is to minimize scandal as much as you can, because you are the representative of God on earth. And if there's any hint of scandal, yeah, you can about say goodbye to the converts coming in, because they're going to say, what makes you any better than our pagan religion? Yeah, we got a real problem with that today, don't we? Yeah. A lot of these priests, homosexual, pedophiles, and whatever else they're into. Boy, talk about a scandal. No wonder we don't have enough priests to go around to fill the churches. We have to have, hope my voice lasts here now. We have some priests covering 2, 3, 4 churches because there's no priests. Okay. Most of our priests now that keep the attrition level reasonable is are South Korea and Nigeria. All the rest of the countries are below attrition level. So that's the most important thing. All right. And that's why in that same chapter, he's given all the qualifications. It's not just you have to be the husband of one wife. There are like 9 different qualifications you have to fulfill to be a bishop. All right. So you've got to be the cream of the crop, basically, to be a bishop. That's what Paul is saying. And he does the same thing in Titus, but that's another chapter. But I think you have the answer here.